Nice, tranquil water going over rocks. That's where we need to be today. Before I became a pastoral intern, like I chose it, I believe there was one above me that kind of guided me in that direction. It was in the business world, and I was trained accordingly. And when I came here to this church, it didn't take very long to realize that there are many people in need of someone who understands finance. And so, quite quick, we found a great program called Financial Peace University. And I began to start teaching that, and spawning from that, there came a bunch of financial counseling sessions that I continue through to this day. And I do it in private, and most of you don't even know what's going on, which is why we do it that way. But what I've found teaching and learning how we live our lives, even about myself, is sort of where we kind of reach out and try and find happiness and peace in our lives. And there's nothing like a bank register to show you where a person finds happiness. You just kind of go down and find out how many places they ate at during the week, or what gifts they bought, or where all the payments are going. And very quickly you find out where a person values their lives, what they value, where they try and find happiness. And many of the individuals that come in have kind of had to deal with a crisis where they've tried to consume or try to pursue a certain avenue, and it has become a burden now. It has become a curse in their life. This money, this pursuit of happiness through the almighty dollars, and there's just a better way to find peace. The more I counsel and the more I work with individuals, the more I realize where the true change happens is in here. Where the true peace comes from is through something beyond our physical world around us and what we know. It comes in the form of a promise given to us thousands of years ago that is brought to us to this day, where we can find true peace, not just financial peace, not just a new bank register that shows where our values really are, but the true center of peace in our lives, where we can find that tranquil, where we can find that life and that meaning and that purpose that we've been striving for our whole lives. Some of you have heard this little introduction as we began Ash Wednesday, but most definitely we have a promise given to us by our great Creator. And it takes us all the way back to Exodus, all the way back to the beginning. You see that in the Bible? That's pretty thin. That's all the way back at the beginning. As God is beginning to teach us how we are to live our lives in order to prosper in the land He is going to give us. And before He gives us the Ten Commandments as we know it, these great body of laws, they call the Decalogue, and this great body of work to help us live our lives, He does something more important than all of it. Before He enters into the Ten Commandments, our great and wonderful Father says this, Exodus 22, I am the Lord your God. I am everything. I am omnipotent. I am all-powerful. I am all-knowledgeable, omniscient. I am everything. I am the creator of the world. I am the sustainer. I am limitless. I know no bounds. I have no time. I, the Creator, the God of everything, I am the Lord, and I am now giving myself to you. I am the Lord, your God. In this great and incredible promise to us, it sustains us and keeps us. Why? Because I am is limitless. When God offers Himself to us, when He gives it to us by His own accord, by His offering, His giving on what He's doing, because He is limitless, the promise has no limit. There is no end to what God is able to do. This relationship that He established with us from the very beginning has no end and cannot be broken. This is the great promise given to us. And what's so amazing about I am the Lord your God is that it is still active to this very day. Just as God's promise has no end, He has no end. And so when He promises, I am the Lord and I am your God, I will take care of everything. I am will fulfill all the physical need that we would ever have. I am would provide anything intellectually and universally in this world for us to learn from and to grow. I am will even provide reconciliation for our souls. I am is the promise to us this very day. This is where the waters of peace flow. This is where all the Lutheran and Christian faith center upon. It is the promise of what God is doing in our life. And because God had no bounds, He broke through our sin by sending us His Son. Now for us, it can be quite confusing, and I have to admit, there are many times in my life where it looks like I'm not being provided for. I ask for things and it doesn't seem to happen. There are definitely things happening around our world that don't make sense to me sometimes, and there's a great amount of the world I don't have an answer for. But what I do know is that God has promised it to us, that He will be with us, He will provide for us, and we will have no end in Him. Now, this confusion of the great promise to us confused those around Jesus as well. This great promise that Jesus was coming to seal, to fulfill the final step, not only to support us physically, to keep this universe running, to provide every possible need intellectually and physically that we would ever desire, but to reconcile us too. And Jesus came to pay that price, to fulfill the promise given to us by God from the very beginning. I am the Lord your God. And in Jesus Christ, in our readings today, we see this confusion. And we read in Mark 8:31. He then began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, chief priests, and teachers of the law, and that He must be killed and after 3 days rise again. He spoke plainly about this. Jesus came here to deliver the truth, for sure, to show us the light, the life that comes from relying on God for our peace, for our happiness, for our lives.